All right, I just finished walking the wrong piece of property. It wasn't until I got back in here and looked at this thing that I figured out which was which. There's another piece of property staked out directly to the north of this. So now we're on the piece that's shown in that aerial view. So you can see the stakes. You can see the stakes running. I'm actually standing right in front of one here. So if you look out this way, you can see where the other stakes are. So the property that you'd be looking at is to the left here. So it's all of this out here. And right now it looks like they got something planted out here. I don't know if it's soybeans or whatever. But there's a good, you got a lot of flat land right here. Now there's another line of trees over there. There's probably a good, let me see, probably 3/4. There's probably a good 2 acres here in the front. Probably a good 2 acres here in the front that's all this farm field. Let me see if I can get back here in the woods and see what I can see back here. We got another stake right here. Boy, this is thick. Let me see how I can do this. I walk through worse, guys. Don't worry. It's all this. We got all this briar shit down here. Alright, I'm still kind of walking the property line here. Alright, so we got a fence here, old barbed wire fence. Been here many, many years. As far as the lay of the land, it's starting to drop off a little bit where I'm standing right now, and I can see it's still going. Make sure I'm on track here. I can still see it going back. Oh man, a lot of spider webs back in here. I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can see where it's starting to slope off here. It's not a drastic slope. It's probably about a 15-degree angle, maybe. There's a lot of mosquitoes back in here too. It's just sprayed. So it just keeps going back and back in here, and the further I get off the street here, the further this slope is. I mean, it does indeed go down. You can see the little The little flags there. So this is all what we're talking about. This is, I'm not going to say it's heavily wooded. It's actually thicker on my property than it is here. Yeah. But one nice thing is you got a lot of nice timber here. I know a lot of people, when they get a property like this, they'll take and they'll have it logged, but I wouldn't even log this thing. There's some little ones I'd cut down to kind of let the big stuff grow a little more. But let me go ahead and let me try and get back out of here. Let me try and walk the rest of this here. Yeah, if we had the listing agent come out with us yesterday, listing agent would have been able to show us the right piece of property, because the other gal and I, we were looking at the one next door.
Miami County.
And I had one of my neighbor buddies tell me that he thought that one that I was on might be for sale as well, but there's no sign on it. Which actually could explain why it's staked out. But in all honesty, it looks like this is the better piece of property of the two. So I'm out of the heavy stuff. So this right here is what's cleared right now. I think somewhere around that telephone pole is where that other property is, or the other side of the property. I think I'm going to drive over there instead. I really don't want to walk through this farmer's field here and destroy all the crops he's got planted.
This is mine, go ahead. 911's have the radio go back there. They're trying to get you resolved.
But again, this is it. This is big right here. I guess it would be a question of how far you want to get back in those woods, how far you want to clear out back in those woods for a second home. All right, I'm gonna stop this for a minute.